G'day everyone, so in this we're going to be looking at interpreting box plots. So there's a lot of data that's actually given within a box plot, and it's just breaking down what all of this actually means. So the box plot summarizes the number of air conditioning units sold in an electrical store each day in summer. Okay, so it's given some understanding to what numbers we're dealing with here, and we're just going to go through these questions. So we've got A, state the minimum and maximum number of units sold each day. So here, the minimum and maximum is just the endpoints on this graph, okay? So we'll see here, we've got two endpoints up here. We've got this down this end at 0 and this up this end at 30. Obviously the minimum's the small one, so the minimum is equal to 0 and the maximum is equal to 30. So the minimum and maximum, they're just at the very ends of the graph, okay, or the plot. So I'm just going to erase after each time I do a question. So B, find the range of the number of sales. So, I don't know why I did that in red. The range here, so just remember your range is equal to your max minus your min. So using the values from our last question, hopefully you'll realize that this is 30 minus 0, which is 30. Okay? So we'll look at C here. State the median number of sales. So I'll just draw this in red. So where the median is on our graph here is actually this line in the middle of the box. This here is our median, which is Q2. Okay, and these other lines at the box right here and here are Q1, so the first quartile, and Q3. Okay, so that's what these lines are within the box. Alright, and then as I said, we've already had our max and our min, so at the end that's our max. Ooh. And the bottom there, that's our min. So to find our median, this is our Q2 value, which is 15. Okay, so this is Q2, which is equal to 15. Alright, so now we'll go on to D, find the interquartile range. So the interquartile range, this is Q3 minus Q1. Okay, and we've already I've already shown you what these values are. So Q3, I've sort of gone over it a little bit, but this is 25, and Q1 is 10, that line there. So this here also equals 15 units. Okay. Now we've got E. 50% of the days, 50% of the days had sales below what number? Okay, so I'm just going to erase what I've already put there and take it over. So if you need to look, go back and pause the video. But I'm just going to break this down into different parts. So each different part has a different section. My eraser's working very slowly there. So each section is actually 25%. So just let me get rid of this, sorry. Alright, so this line here, that's 25% of the data. This first section of the box, this is 25% of the data. This second box here is 25% of the data. It's going to let me write it. And finally, this line is another 25% of the data. So that's that line there, that's that box there, that's that box there, and that's that line there. So this is how we actually answer these questions of how many percentage. So as long as it's a multiple of 25, you can answer these questions. So 50% of the days had sales below what number? So the bottom 50%, so that's 25 plus 25, that's our Q2 value. So it was below 15, okay? So that's our bottom 50% of our data, okay, which is 15 there as denoted by our Q2 with the line that's there. Okay, so now we're going on to F. 25% of days had sales above what number? So we're looking above, so we're looking at the top 25%. So that's right here, this end line, that's 25% of the data. So this is going to be above the value of 25 because that's where that line starts at the end of the box. So this here, ooh, we've got a lot of different colors going on here. This is going to be 25, so above 25. Okay, and then lastly, we've got, if there were 80 days of sales, how many days were there fewer than 10 sales? So here we need to look at how many actual sales there were. So fewer than 10 sales. So 10 sales makes up 25% of the data, or up to 10. So based on this question, if there were 80 days of sales, how many had fewer of 10 sales? We would expect to see 25% of the time there would be 10 sales or less. Okay, I should put that there, sorry. So we just need to do 80 by 25%, which is 0.25. Okay, so you can do, okay, and this will give us an answer, a quarter of 80. Hopefully you already realize that this is 20. So you would expect to see 20 days. There would be fewer than 10 sales. Be less than 10 sales. Okay, so yet again we're using that percentage to answer probably how you can guide how many you would expect to be sold in the future. So not only can you tell what's already happened, you might be able to tell what's going to happen in the future as well based on this data. So hopefully this gives you an understanding of how to interpret box and whisker plots. So even from the Q3, Q2 and Q1 and your max and min, and then understanding that each different section of it is 25% of your data. So hopefully this helps, and good luck.